welcome and welcome back to my channel. I'm Kat, your guide through the seen and the unseen. Today we're tapping into the energies to see what messages Spirit has to bring to us. Take a deep breath, settle in, and let's see what Spirit has to tell us. Also, if you're soul seeking deeper alignment, make sure to join our community by subscribing. Alright, let's see what's happening here. Now, I do want to use this deck. Let's see which decks to use here. Actually, don't use this one. Yes. Okay, let's see. So, we're going to use the archetypes and the alchemy deck today. I did do a reading earlier. Well, I started a reading and then I got called away, so I may or may not finish it later, but I don't know if I can finish it because it's kind of, I don't know. Maybe I'll just do this one and see. I may just have to scratch that one completely from, yeah, I don't know. We'll see. Alright, archetypes. Let's see what's happening. Touch continue. Venom fell on the floor. And the flame is at the bottom. Let's see. The dead end. Again, we got that. Okay. And the siren. Ooh. So the siren is about magnetism, allure. You think of like siren energy as incubus, succubus type of energy. But it's talking or referring to the magnetism of it. And the dead end, of course, is exactly what it sounds like an ending that maybe for the good of all in some way. So there's something towards the effect of like an ending or redirection. It's like endings for new beginnings in some way. But it's something about being like deep in the void or the abyss in some type of way for this soul. For the soul redirection, deeper alignment, you know, to. It's for purpose. It's not, obviously it's not for no reason. There's reason behind it, but the universe is kind of redirecting a soul into some sort of alignment. Alright, so let's see what archetypes come out. This thing is always bugging me. Right, so we have 3. Lightning is at the bottom. So this is about reaching enlightenment in some way. Or like enlightenment. Androgen, Mercury, and dissolution. Interesting. That is quite interesting. So give me a sec. Okay, so I wrote some things down because it's a lot to take in, and I didn't want to read a whole long time about it. But so oh Lord have mercy. So, a couple of things here. The siren energy and the Mercury energy is kind of the same. As far as like a trickster, shapeshifter type of energy. The siren is a temptress, seducer, femme fatale. It requires a deep psychic descent. It like takes you deep into your depths. It's very Neptunian, like hidden aspects of, things you don't see. There's like a veil. It's the whole thing. Unclear thinking is kind of the symbolism. You learn lessons of how to see more clearly on the back end, and you learn discernment about temptation, and at the end of it, you become more authentic if you are able to kind of get past it. But the thing about the siren energy is it usually takes you to your descent and death. So it could be an ego death, it could be an actual literal, but typically it's so that you can start new, start fresh, start that disillusion, right? So you're dissolving the old way that's not working, so it's a surrendering, right? So dissolving is becoming formlessness, a softening of the rigidity, dissolve to unite in some way. It's like water. Dissolving definitions, like labels, identities, things that the ego forms to cope, and to go back to the pre-programming and authentic self. Can't read my handwriting. It's like authenticity is calling you in this, very much so. So then we also had the androgen, right? Let me finish. What was the dead end? So there's a final chapter here with the dead end. It's a closed door, an impasse. It's like, no more of this. We're going this way, It's like scooting you on a longer path, Plans going awry, a cosmic wall. Basically, it's like hitting a cosmic wall or divine wall. Beginnings not yet realized, unexpected shifts, acceptance, humility, relief, reverence for change, inertia, stuckness, tension, unconscious gripping. Like we grab at like the past or like something that's not working anymore, but this is like it's like a definite change or shift. Now, a lot of times it can lead to cycles, running in circles, that hamster wheel energy for however long it takes you to kind of snap out of it and realize there's something different that you need to do. But also, at the bottom of this deck, we had the lightning. So I did see this as like enlightening, right? Enlightenment. But it's more than that. It's purification, right? To the point of thinking that the work is done, that there's nothing else, like that there's like you've grown to the point of like you don't need any, nobody can tell you shit, basically. It's perfectionism, facade, hesitation. It's like that. So it could be both, like where you are enlightened, becoming enlightened because of the disillusion and the dead end, hitting that wall and waking up and saying, oh, okay, I get the message, right? Mercury's here trying to give us a message. And then you shapeshift into your true calling, like this artist energy. So the androgynon, right? Now, it could also be where there's the trick, right, of being done with growth when the work is just beginning or hasn't even started. And there's like a self-righteous or righteousness that that fear of errors would, or fear of humility and admitting that there's an error here would, basically you would have an ego death or something like that, like to the point of you're rigid, you aren't able to see that there's a need for some sort of shift, right? That would help you in some way. So like there's both sides of it. So in this energy as the negative side, it's like those cycles of like going through the same things, like with this stubbornness of like, I don't see any of my wrongs, like like wearing this mask of facade, right? And having fear or hesitation to actually start doing the work of, so you may virtue signal, fearing the deeper reflections of yourself and your unconscious, like those shadows sides of yourself, and the need to stop worrying about, there's a need to stop worrying about the other people's perception and how you're being perceived for doing the work, or realizing that, oh, I was making a mistake here, or like, oh, I do see that there's a need to change and shift in some sort of way, right? So we also have, with disillusion, surrender, dissolving, becoming formless, softening, rigidity, and dissolving to unite. It's becoming like water, right? The flow. Dissolving those definitions, identities, and labels, egos. The ego forms to cope with, right? With life. Sometimes we need those labels. Sometimes they harm us. So going back to the pre-programming to authenticity and becoming this artist type energy. So the artist here is creative transcendence, multiplicity, the artist, at the beginning energy. So there's like no programming. It's the authentic self. It's the Obviously we're all programmed in some ways, but it's going back to your original authentic self in some way. Alchemizing, it's non-duality, it's like both and. So there's also evolution, change, and expansion here, and knowing nothing with a beginner's mind. Like, so you're shifting the narrative within and not having those labels, the identity stuff that people get so stuck on, that really just clouds like the purity, I want to say, the purity, and it becomes a cycle, right? So it's not authentic, it's actually just regurgitating the same old narratives, right? Like with politics and things like that. Oh, if you're a Democrat, you do this, and stuff like that. Or like all that stuff. So anyway, I'm not saying anything about Democrats or Republicans or anything, but that's just an example. Also, Mercury. So Mercury is in the pinky. That's the thing, but it's signals, messages, tricks. So throughout all of this, whatever it is referring to, like an event, or throughout your life, maybe even, you receive signals and messages from the universe, either through people or events, your own mind. This is about a riddle with no answer. So there's some sort of life mysteries, right, that we can sense are going on, right, behind the scenes. Like there's like some sort of riddle to what is this? The Matrix, or our lives, or is this a dream, or like, you know what I mean? Life is but a dream, right? And we row our boats, just trying to survive this riddle. Okay, anything is possible. Energy with this Mercury. It's magic, right? Magnetic fixations also, like the siren energy, magnetic. It can also be like, you think of like the men on the boat, they get fixated with the singing of the siren, where they are so fixated on the voice of the siren that they run into rocks and lose their minds, basically, and they drown. So there's something about that, some magnetism, and I think that's referring to this authentic self, but also the allure to the dead end. So I think what this is like saying that there's some sort of trick that was set in place by the divine that was supposed to bring you back to your truest form. So this is also commerce and communication, contracts. So there was some sort of maybe divine contract, or it could be decisions as well. Could be a decision that you made to go towards this dead end because you were following this siren, or and this disillusion or call to disillusion and to the artist or truest self is what's being like needed here. Like, so this is like a call back to yourself, So Hermes is also the ruler of Mercury, right? Hermes is a psychopomp. There's fast energy, a wait and see energy. It's like double check. This is the shapeshifter energy, which is also the siren energy as well. Did I read all of them? I feel like it went really quick. Did I read all of the siren? So the Temptress, Femme Fatale, Seducer, Deep Psychic Descent. So something brought you deep down into the depths, to where you weren't able to think clearly or see clearly. Some sort of lesson, right? Temptations and becoming more authentic and true to your own path. So at the end of it, after the dead end, the purpose is to go to the authentic self, like somehow. It says also awaken sensuality. So this is when it's in its like enlightened stage. There's awakened sensuality, absorption, the ability to absorb negativity or other like I don't know, emotions, or just like the ability to take it all in and maybe even shapeshift it, like alchemize it into something else. Arousal. So there's like a spirit of being like excited, or something like that. There's some sort of ooh wickedness. This is when it's in its lower frequency. So wickedness, adultery, wreckage, betrayal, and stability. So there could have been like some sort of betrayal that maybe awakened this whole situation. I don't know, but yeah, something like that. Okay. $23. Okay, let's see. What do we need to see about this? Jeez, that's too many. Temperance. So there's definitely alchemy here. A need to be patient, maybe with self and others. Some sort of balance, some sort of harmony that's needed. We have the Page of Pentacles, Four of Wands, King of Swords, and the Ace of Swords. Some sort of truth, clarity about the truth, and a union. Could be breadcrumbing. This could be past energy. There's some sort of clarity that you understood about something, or someone else's. And I'm seeing this as like about a union, because we have the Temperance and the Four of Wands. How are we showing up? There's also a cutting off of emotion, with the King of Swords and, okay, so the Sage is the Hierophant. We're showing up as a Hierophant. Some sort of teacher, mentor. So, okay, so this is definitely having to do with healing over a long period of time. Maybe faith, having faith. Tower. You have the Tower, Nine of Pentacles, and the Hermit, and the Five of Pentacles wanted to show itself. Okay, so I'm seeing this as like some sort of out in the cold energy, right? So this is like being left, something breaking, or someone trying to break you with this out in the cold energy. And it made you have to wisen up in some way. Or this could be like a now energy. It could be the past energy, but take it how it resonates. There's like this need to go within and see like how valuable you actually are, how abundant you are, that you don't need anyone else, that you're this artist energy. You're also probably this siren energy, right? This could be you or someone else, but I'm seeing this as you. So you are the attractor in some way, and this that's why, whatever, this out in the cold energy, a lot of times people do that to us to create some sort of ending, so that we think that there's something wrong with you, right? Like we think there's something wrong with us. It's a trick, though. It's to dissolve our boundaries so that we come rushing in and start chasing. But there's like a wisdom here, and with the Hermit and the Hierophant, there's heart energy here with the green. It's about also green. Mercury is represented by the green color. Also, I have so many downloads coming in. Sorry, but there's this tower moment of seeing your own independence and introspecting. The Hermit is also green. Okay. Introspecting and seeing with clarity the blue. Okay. The disillusion. So the trick is to disillusion you in some way so that you don't realize you are the star. Okay, so you had to alchemize this energy, be the artist that you are in some way, create from this alchemy to ground yourself. I'm seeing the red here, okay, and heal from this lie. This is over a long period of time. It's magic actually being done on you. So it's the spells of someone else, like telling you lies about yourself, making you feel inadequate because they took off and they decided that you're not pure enough for me. Like that sort of thing, like that whole what did I call it? The facade. So maybe they were hesitant because they were scared of like the actual idea of working on themselves in some way, or maybe they saw themselves as like above that, and that, it's those people who need it the worst, but like, it's like, this is a tower moment for someone. You moving forward in some way, becoming this artist, becoming like authentic to yourself, and realizing that this dead end here was actually a shift into your truest form and your most authentic self and path and purpose, and it's just the beginning for you. Does that make sense? All right, what's surfacing here? The Seven of Pentacles. So this is the magic that's been done or being done. Now, this is also you realizing you reap what you sow. So there's Heart of Pentacles is the Queen of Pentacles energy, the Chariot, and the Magician, fucking and the Page of Wands. So authenticity is the Page of Wands. Being eccentric, like this is, like I said, you reap what you sow. So somebody is realizing the trick was actually on them this whole time. It wasn't about you needing to adjust yourself to fit their dynamic or their narrative. It was more about the fact that you are your true self, and this pushed you further into that. You became the Magician, right? The Magician is showing up, okay? The Chariot, determination to be, your true self in some way. That, the authenticity, the authentic, like this is the good news of it too. You see your own value. You're kind of stubborn in that with this, whatever this horned creature is. And then you also have determination to be your authentic self. This is like a portal, the knowing of like, I have everything I need within me, like the I am energy. So like there's nothing that can stop you. There's a victory here with the Chariot. Yeah, so that's what's surfacing. Okay, like it's just the beginning too, and that, oh, what a tangled web we weave with that spider. So what do we need to expand on? So you stop worrying about the perceptions of others, or you are doing that. I think that would be something to expand on for sure, if you haven't already. Three of Wands, so expecting your ships to sail in. So the Knight of Wands, Page of Cups, Wheel of Fortune, Seven of Cups. So let's see if I can my fingers aren't working. So so I'm seeing this as like passionately moving forward towards some sort of other options. Like you're seeing something clearly, like there's because this is like seeing your ship sailing in, okay? You're seeing that this Wheel of Fortune, this was like faded, so you may be seeing things differently from the past. Like once we've done the work and alchemized some, I feel like this is where we're at, where we've alchemized the mess of this whole charade or game or whatever it is. You see that it was an illusion, that there are options here that are waiting for you, right? You're not a stuck person. You're not stuck. You're forward moving. You have some sort of I want to say this lesson in I don't know if it's humility or like, I don't know, you're like humbly accepting, I want to say accepting like the situation for what it is. Like, okay, back to the beginning, right? So it's some sort of like going back to the beginning, but forward thinking and moving in some way. And then you have this change energy, right, of like evolution. You're evolving in some way to grab those options, you know, seeing it from a higher perspective with this giraffe energy, right? Yeah, it's giving you wings. So the whale spirit would be like going deep into the depths of like emotion, right? So the shadow work that we do, reflection, the deep reflection is what I see is this Page of Cups. So we're expanding on that, but that's what's bringing in, you know, the sun energy. This is enlightening ourselves with like all this change, all this understanding of like self, and you know, what was this all for? You know, why did this even happen, and what was this lesson really about? Like, what the fuck, you know? And just really looking diving deep into it. What actions do we take? Okay, so we got 2. So 8 of Swords and the Strength card. So the actions to take is to free yourself. So realize that you are freeing yourself. Like, this is for you. Like, this isn't for anyone else but you. This is about overcoming temptation. Like, the siren energy is about like a temptation. So a lot of times those lower frequencies tempt us to do things that we don't normally or wouldn't normally do, to get us out of character, to take us out of our authenticity, to create imbalance in some way for us. Also, that perceived immorality catches us. Like it's like the most soul-sucking what how do I describe it? I'm so bad at like describing stuff, but like if I were to describe like somebody trying to get you to do something you know is wrong, or wrong for you, but it creates like this warped sense of self where you're distorted in some way, and it makes you more susceptible to doing more of those things, right? Because you're like, I've already compromised myself on this, they know, blah blah blah. Like there's this whole like cycle. It drags you into, like, it sucks you in, like the siren energy, it sucks you in, literally sucks you to your death. So if it can get you over and over and over again, that's how people end up dead and in prison, right? It's, or hooked on drugs, or like lose their children, or like, you know, you see people lose everything, like gambling, you know, like this whole thing of like your whole life can go down the tubes, right? And it's literally like that, like where like one thing after another, and it tries to get you to go deeper and deeper into this dead end. Now, if you're lucky, you can turn it around, but like a lot of people end up just lost in this abyss. Okay, so there's something about that, but you're overcoming that. So, and maybe, so also, a lot of times people don't even see, like in the original Eight of Swords, the lady is blindfolded and her hands are tied up, right? So there's a, also with the siren, right? The fishermen don't see what's happening until it's too late. A lot of times, right? Unless you're like Osidious, where he ties himself to the boat or the whatever. So, but even then, if the boat sinks, you're going down with the ship, right? So there's that. So anyway, it's like that. So overcoming, taming the beast within. So doing that reflection that is required for alchemy. It's like you have to look within. You have to look at yourself, like the dissolution, surrender, dissolving, becoming formless, the softening, the rigidity, like understanding that you don't have to be perfect, but it's about admitting, these ego forms or forms of ego are not necessary for purpose or for anything, really. So it's something about that. Six of Pentacles, the Fool, Nine of Swords, and the Three of Swords. So this is about cause and effect, new beginnings, some kind of anxiety formed. So overcoming the anxiety, overcoming like the foolery as well, and overcoming those cycles and healing. Okay, so there's like a, that's the shift. It's also healthy ego to protect you from this type of thing, or this, getting in your head about things. There's like every rose has a thorn, right? Or has its thorns. There's something about that. Like there's it's a necessary evil to have an ego. It keeps you safe. So there's also something about the duality of that. So it's both and. What did I read about? The androgynon, transcendence, evolution, change, and expansion. The knowing nothing, becoming the beginner mind. So instead of being stressed about, I have to, make everyone happy, I have to, no, you don't. Disappoint every fucking body. It doesn't matter. You know what I mean? Okay, what's in our resources? That's funny. It's about saving the self. It's and not the self that we perceive. It's like the self, like it's the self, the true self of the self before all the ego. So you're not, I don't know. Ace of Pentacles, new beginning. So that's in our resources. We're planting the seed. So, like, growing from the beginning. Like, understanding that, like, we're not all these, it's like going back to the start, you know what I'm saying? So, Knight of Swords, Five of Swords, Four of Swords. Yeah, going back to the start, like cutting off what wasn't working, and going back to the beginning, resting our head, you know, like meditating, going back to the purity of self, like realizing this was not working. You know, like if we take an honest look at things, like why wasn't it working? Well, because I wasn't being myself, or because there was something in the way, you know, muddled thinking with Mercury, unclear thinking. Yeah, something about that. So it's like, so how are we this sage here? I feel like you went first. I don't know. Like there was some sort of way that you had to go back to the beginning. I don't know. Either this is you or someone else. But this could be someone you were dealing with, and this is just to tell you that you were right to cut them off, or, you know, there's some sort of clarity that you had about this person, that it was a trick, that it was meant to push you into yourself so that you can heal and actually come out on top and tame this beast and become, you know, be able to have this new beginning, this Ace of Pentacles, where, you know, now you're this warrior, you know how to, you know, introspect and end things that are meant to, like, end you. You know what I'm saying? Like, maybe it was making, or trying to, maybe this person was like making you feel like you needed someone else or something like that. There's some sort of independence here that's, Spirit wants to remind you that you're independent in some way, that you can do this on your own, that you are this mentor, an alchemist, you have all this strength, you know. Do we need to clarify? Let's clarify. I don't know, I don't think we need to. A magician in the world, so I don't think we need to. Let's see. Clarify. Do we need to clarify? Clarify Temperance. Yeah, that Five of Pentacles again. Six of Wands. Four of Swords. King of Cups. And the Empress. So you've become emotionally, like, so I'm getting, yeah, dissolving the water, right? So softening rigidity is what I'm getting with this So instead of you becoming this rigid, wilted flower, you became this empress because you still have your moon energy here, where you're fluid within your emotions, and also you have this victory here. You've transformed the situation. You're not in this dead end energy. See this dead end energy here? It's the same thing, right? It's like you're not stuck there. They wanted you to be this wilted flower in this dead end energy. But you alchemized the fucking shit out of that shit. And you became, you see, enlightenment, that lightning, right? You purified this trickster energy, the siren energy. You became more in tune with your heart, grounding yourself, realizing, you are this artist. You're so colorful. You don't have to be stuck in this weirdo energy where you thinking too much, Became the Empress. Clarify the Sage or the Hierophant. The Ten of Pentacles. So all these lessons that you've learned, you became colorful. Like, this is your energy. Very abundant. Okay? And I'm seeing this as like, there's so much value to you. Like, you've mastered that ability of there's nothing dead about you. You know what I'm saying? King of Pentacles, Five of Swords, Four of Pentacles, and the Six of Swords. So this is about moving forward, moving on from like difficult times. So this was difficult for you, but you've learned a lot from it. Also, your ancestors are saying, hey, we're here, we see you, we are protecting the shit out of you. Also, we helped you end the cycle, like your ancestors. You were meant to, maybe this is contracted for you. With Mercury being here, it's like something was contracted for both you and this other person or people to put you into your power in some way. You could be a Capricorn, Taurus, Virgo, Earth sign. But what this is saying is that you have this energy of teacher as well. Teacher, mentor. That's where your abundance lies. There's something here about that. How to cut the earthworm is like the cycle, I forget what it's called. The Ouroboros. So there's some mastery here about that. We also see it here with the snake energy. Also, the ability to learn from the errors of the past, right? So the way that we dissolve is go back to who we were before this, before the programming, before, yeah. I don't know. I kind of lost myself. Started thinking about what time is it? I gotta go. Anyway, so let's keep going. What's the Seven of Pentacles? That's too many. Eh. So many. Seven of Cups, Two of Wands, Knight of Pentacles, Six of Wands. The choice to move forward. Okay. Clarify the Seven of Pentacles. The Eight of Wands. So what's surfacing is communication, forward movement in some way. The reaping of and sowing. So this is swift victory. There was some betrayals, like I said before. There's some sort of manipulation, betrayal, stab in the back energy. Six of Pentacles is like giving to two type of energy. This is like a cycle. This could also be online, the world. So I don't know. It's some sort of manipulative magic type of stuff being done. Spells, but it's backfired in some way. Because I'm seeing you getting a victory, and there's also forward movement, communication. Like, it's clear to you what happened. Do you know what I mean? Like, it's clear to you that it's ending, and also it's contracted, again with the communication, Mercury. It's ending or ended. And there's, like, you have clarity on it. I don't know. So, what is the Three of Wands? Clarify the Three of Wands. Nine of Wands. So this is you ascending. Like I said, you've. I mean, this is basically just. Yeah. You're right. So, everything I said already, you were set to go this course of like this dead end. You were being lured into this dead end, but somehow you were able to go back to the beginning of self, like understand who the fuck you are, remember who you are, realize it was a trick and this person was a shapeshifter that allowed you to see clearly that this was a dead end, and that even though there was things that ended, you were able to dissolve the illusion, that Neptune energy, that siren energy, the way these people or this person, I'm seeing it as more than one person actually. I'm seeing it as a group of people, but also two specific people, like two specifically in one scenario, and then a group of people, possibly family, in another scenario. It could also be friends in both scenarios. Anyway, you have clarity about it, and you've dropped burdens from this, and moved forward. We have the Ace of Swords, Ace of Swords, Ten of Wands, Knight of Wands, and the Seven of Pentacles. Nine of Wands, Three of Wands. You reap what you sow in everything. And you're reaping ascension while other people are reaping what they gave you, basically. whether now or later, or in the past or now or later. Yeah. And it doesn't have to be the same way. It's all tailor-made to fit each person's scenario. Honestly, that's the way the divine works. It's all tailored to whatever is needed. Clarify this Eight of Swords, Strength. We have Eight of Pentacles, Seven of Cups. So you've worked to master this illusion, and you've chosen a path forward that allowed you to move forward stable in this enlightenment energy. You are now this warrior. You freed yourself. Hecate is here. Also, Archangel Michael. I am seeing there was like a stuck energy or stuckness that this illusion was trying to, with this imprisonment. Basically, you've overcome this imprisonment with self-mastery. You saw through, again with the spider, right? Also, I'm seeing this as like you've created your own, I don't know if spirit or you making this trap. I don't know. It's like ascension as well, because 7, 8, and we just had 9 and 10. 2 8s actually. But steady moving forward, like for the long term, solid path forward. New beginnings. Okay, clarify this Ace of Pentacles. Again with the 9 of Pentacles. Yep. 9 of Pentacles here. Clarifying this Ace of Pentacles. King of Pentacles, 5 of Swords, 4 of Pentacles, and the 6 of Swords again. I think that's what we got before. Basically, it's saying that you are karma. Like, okay, so I see the Pentacles as like karma, like the lessons of life. Like you've mastered it, you've done it, some sort of alchemy, closed out the cycle, also exposed the cycle. 4 of Pentacles is like holding it down. You're stable, you've grounded yourself. There's nothing that you lack with this 5 of Swords, 4 of Pentacles, and this 6 of Swords. Moving forward, it's like from rough waters to calm waters, but it's like a spiritual, like, I think this is initiation. Okay, so this is something about, like, this was a contract. You were initiated into this mentor energy, okay, through this type of thing. And it wasn't just with one person, it was a lot of different scenarios, but it was the same lesson. And it was like over a long period of time, having to master this understanding of the matrix, or this contract, or some sort of power, siren energy, basically. There was a trick. There was a cosmic trick that was trying to get you caught up, and it may have caught up to you every lifetime for a lot of times, a long time. And that's you've mastered. Congratulations. You deserve cookies. Anyways, I hope this helps. Thanks for watching.